Hey guys, it is episode 2 of the In Between Reads podcast, which is funny enough coming sooner to you guys than I thought it would be because, one, I said it wouldn't be an every month thing, every week thing. It still isn't that. But I have a lot of thoughts on two things, and I thought this would be the perfect time to record this because I have exams this next week, the 8th, the 12th, and the 15th. It is currently the 4th, which I should be studying, but instead, I'm doing this. Because, like I said, I cannot film a lot of content during these weeks, especially vlogs and that kind of thing, which I do like to film. But that's besides the point. I thought it would be a perfect week to talk about today's topics, which is heated rivalry and the overwhelming feeling of anticipated reads. One of them is obviously a lot more positive than the other, so I think we should start with the positive. We're going to start with heated rivalry and how much it has consumed my whole life. Because, listen, I am a person that when they get hobbies or they find a new artist or whatever it is, I become utterly obsessed. I do have that. I'm a fangirl. I'm gonna put it that way. I'm a fangirl. I was a One Direction girly for still now, but I was big time a One Direction girl. I was a Harry girl at first, and then now I'm more of an Idol girl. Then I had an obsession, with Shawn Mendes. That was an era. Listen, like, it got to the point where I was crying my eyes out. The parasocial relationship at that time, insane. I'm gonna own up to it. And then I had all other obsessions. I love Taylor Swift. I love reading, as this channel is about. I had this one time with a show called Violeta. I don't know if any of you know it. It was like a Argentinian telenovela for teenagers. I also cried when they came here with their show because it was like a musical kind of show, and they did concerts and cried my eyes out. And I was so sad because I brought a poster and I made a whole poster and I chickened out at the concert and didn't open it. And I was crying on the way out, and I was like, I really should want to give it to them. So we told one of the security guys. He was like, "Hey, can you give this to the singers, whatever?" He was like, "No, because if I have to give it yours to them, I have to give everybody else's." I was devastated. I was like, "You could at least lied and given me the opportunity to take it and throw it away and made me believe that you were gonna give it to them." Insane behavior from the security guard, in my opinion. But you can tell I was a big fan. I had you guys don't like. I think I threw it away. I'm pretty sure I did throw it away. I had a One Direction poster. I do have a One Direction poster. My aunt made me this fake news article where I was going on tour with One Direction. And I also made my own poster of Shawn Mendes with a bunch of pictures of him. I love my obsessions. I just love them. I do realize I might take them too far sometimes. I also love hockey. I don't talk about it too much because being so far away from the NHL right now, it's kind of hard to keep up. But my team's doing pretty well, so kudos. Um, I'm trying to think of I just take my obsessions far. Maybe not too far. I know people that are pretty crazy, but needless to say, I am a fangirl. So back to heated rivalry. Oh my gosh, I forgot. Okay, well, whatever. I forgot to say my song I'm obsessed with, and my current read. My drink is Coke Zero, decaffeinated. I am currently reading. Okay, I'm currently reading both Cut Up and this book. I still don't know how to say this word even in Spanish, but I'm reading this book, and I'm reading Cut Up by Liz Tomford. So we're back with the two current reads like last time. And for my song, I feel like I'm in the same song as last time, but I'm gonna give you guys a new one. I made a 2025 playlist during the last year, so I'm gonna give you one of those. No, actually, I do have a song I'm obsessed with right now. Twilight Zone by Ariana Grande. Love that song. I'm obsessed with that song. So that's the song. Anyway, back to heated rivalry. Yeah, I'm gonna talk about the edits all the TikTok edits. Do you guys want to know how many edits I have saved on my phone? You probably don't, but I'm going to tell you anyway. I have currently 153 edits saved on my phone. Every single one is different. I don't think there's one song that's repeated as well. I do have to say, I can recognize this obsession is different from my obsessions with the boy bands and stuff. Well, first of all, I'm obsessed with the characters. Don't get me wrong, I love Hudson and Connor, but I'm obsessed with Shane and Ilya. I have an attachment to the characters, which only got worse when I read the book. So I read the book before the release of episode 5 because I had to know. Like, I knew what was going to happen because of the spoilers from everybody else, but I had to know. So I read Heated Rivalry. I still have to read The Long Game, which is probably going to happen this month or next month at the latest. So between the edits, between the show, quite obviously, and the book, I am utterly consumed by this show and this fandom. I have been using the meme where, have you guys seen, I don't know if I can attach it, but have you guys seen the meme picture where it's a bird stuck in a cage, but it could literally get out, but it's like hiding between the two bars that are together? That's me. I was gonna film this, actually not this week but the next, but I had to talk about this. I ordered a Rosenov and a Hollander sweatshirt separately, like their team sweatshirts. I did this like only because I didn't have my own money. My parents would, but I used to buy Shawn Mendes merch like it was like nothing, and that shit was expensive. This shit was from AliExpress, okay, people? Like, this was cheap. I don't know how it's gonna come. I never ordered from AliExpress, but I just couldn't stop myself. But I just want to say, like, yes, the show is very spicy. The books are probably even spicier if I want to be like compare. But the acting that both Connor and Hudson like have achieved, especially Connor, the fact that this man was casted 7 days before filming and learned Russian, don't even talk to me. It is like their acting skills, especially because I heard it was a low budget film thing. Insane. Like, actually crazy. And from the book, besides your height difference, I thought they did really good at casting. I love my girl Rose as well. Just want to say that. I'm just utterly obsessed with everything, like every part of the show and this casting. Ooh, sorry. And I'm obviously also obsessed with Hudson and Connor. Obviously not as much as their characters, because I've just connected to the characters a lot more, especially between the book and the show. But Hudson, that man is hilarious. I hope he never gets a PR team. I hope he never gets PR trained. Please keep that man the way he is, because he's hilarious. Hilarious. Like, I don't want to talk about it too much because I don't want to bore you guys, but this is my podcast, so I shouldn't really care. What else? Like, I don't want to talk about the show because I don't want to spoil it, but I just want to say their acting skills, practically insane. No, actually not practically, insane acting skills. Like, I haven't seen that much of good acting in so long, and you can see it because, at least with Connor, that man is non-Russian, and that man is not that, like, stoic or whatever you want to call it. He's a bundle of joy. And to go from that to be able to play Ilya, this scene where he spoke in Russian in that tunnel, do not speak to me. Actually, I'm gonna go rewatch that after this, but that is my current obsession. Like, I'm actually utterly obsessed with the show. Will I have a new one by next episode? Probably not. These obsessions usually last very long. And the fact that we're not gonna have a new season until 2027, technically next year, but this year just freaking started. We better get next season by like summer of 2027. I don't know why I'm demanding this, but I am. Just like trying to think, like, yes, I have the long game to read, and there's other like male loves, like there's other MLM hockey romances, but I feel like nothing's gonna compare. Nothing's gonna compare. And I have over a year to suffer. Well, I have their interviews and whatever else they end up playing in the meantime. But it's not the same. It's not the same. And I feel like the fact that it's only going to be a 2-season show, because unless they expand to the other couples, because it's a 6-book series, and only books 2 and 6 are Ellie and Shane. Unless they expand to the other couples, that's it. It's going to be a 2-season show. And all I'm going to have to live by is TikTok edits. I think that's really sad. I think the author... Actually, I did hear that the author considered making a 3rd book of them literally living happily ever after. I literally can't. Like, every thought of like, the mere thought of them being, like, finally out and happy to the world just makes me, like, emotional. Like, I saw a TikTok the other day, another edit, of course, of, like somebody, like, assuming, like, doing a future prediction of Ilya and Shane being girl dads. Like, I can't. Like, that made me... Because they are so girl dads. There's no way those two are raising a boy. And if they are, good for them. I don't... But they are girl dads. Like... How do I move on to the next topic? I can't. I feel like I'm gonna bring down the mood, even though I feel like you guys are getting creeped out by how I'm acting, which... Fair enough. I think we should move on, even if I don't want to. I might bring it back up like later in this episode, but I want to go and talk about how overstimulated I am by new book releases. I have a list of notes here because I didn't want to like get off track, even though I did a little bit. I went on a lot longer for Heated Rivalry than I did, but I want to talk about the overwhelming feeling of new releases. And I do want to add to that I feel like authors are more than ever releasing books like it's nobody's business. But that's not, like, it's not their fault. There's a demand, and people, and they are trying to reach that demand of new books literally almost every year by authors, if not more, because I know there's a few indie authors that publicize books at least twice a year. But I just want to say, I think since 2023, I haven't been able to catch up with the new releases, especially the popular ones, and it's driving me insane. I want to read them, but first of all, there's so many reviews, I sometimes I don't want to read them because I'm just like so confused if I'm gonna like it or not. And also because there's just so many. Like, for example, okay, now I cannot think of any examples, but last year, there were so many good releases. Was there not? There were so many. And 2024 was also really good. How many of those have I read? Not many. And I feel like I'm being left behind, and I'm overwhelmed because I am reading. I'm just not reading new releases, and I hate it. It's even worse when everybody's reading it, and I really want to make a video on that book, for example. Like, say it's a new Emily Henry book. I just don't get to it on time, and then I get overwhelmed. It's like a whole thing. I just want to be able, like, I get overstimulated, and then I kind of forget about the book, and I'm like, oh no, I'll read it later, or it's not available to me in my country, or whatever else, right? There's so many reasons why I haven't catched up with new releases, and previous new releases too. And I'm just like, there's only a few authors you guys know I keep up with, and that even they are hard to keep up with for me, because I feel like I go on TikTok and it's new recommendations of new books every single time, which is great. It's obviously great, but I feel like I need to add everything to my TBR, which is also a problem. I just don't know how to prioritize the ones I really want to read, and I don't know what I want to really read, because what if I do want to really read something and I just don't prioritize it because the cover is ugly? I don't know. It's just an example. And I just like, I feel like someone who creates content, sure, I want to be reading books that people haven't read so I can recommend those and hopefully those reach a bigger audience. But at the same time, I also feel obligated to read those new releases because that's what people want to see. They want to see people read popular books. And I think that also overstimulates me, because what if I don't read it fast enough? What if I don't like it? What if whatever? Obviously, if I don't like it, that's my own opinion. Reading is subjective. If I don't like freaking Big Beautiful Life, that's my own opinion. Hopefully, I do like it when I do read it eventually. I don't know. Like, but it just feels like an obligation sometimes more than a hobby. And that makes me very overstimulated. This also applies to shows. I finally decided to catch up on all the shows I'm in the middle of. Guys, I'm in the middle of like 24 shows. And I decided to prioritize the ones that are finished right now. So I'm in the middle of watching You, last season, and then watching Scandal. Not Scandal, although that's also one of the shows. Suits. I'm watching Suits. Shows are also pumping out like it's nobody's business. Besides the writer's strike last year, I feel like shows are coming out like this. And I can't keep up. I cannot keep up. Not with the popular ones. I feel like sometime in the next year I might pick up Stranger Things, but that's done. That will stop being popular by the next year. I feel like I'm behind, and that also stresses me out. So, like, all this, it makes me feel like I can't keep up. Like, I generally feel like I cannot keep up with trends. Like, book trends and movie trends. Oh, especially movies. Shows, fine. I'm not that big of a show girl anyway. I usually rewatch the same one show, which is Gilmore Girls, and maybe some Disney Channel TV shows like Good Luck Charlie. Movies, I really do like watching movies. I'm not a big movie critic. Some of my one of my favorite movies is literally freaking like Love Actually. So I'm not a movie critic whatsoever, but I do love going to the movie theater and watching movies. There's been so many good releases recently, and I haven't gone to any of them. I'm gonna go tomorrow. Tomorrow, actually, I'm gonna go watch Eternity, which I'm so excited about. But I cannot keep up. And another thing I want to add to the reading books, like reading anticipated releases like this, I also want to add reading books in season. For example, reading My Gingerbread Cafe. I don't know. I'm inventing the title. Why do I only get to read that in December? That's not fair. What if I read it when I read it in the middle of summer? I should be able to. There should be no judgment. I feel like there's judgment around that. I feel like if it makes you happy, which is a fall read, in April, people would judge me for it. Or I would judge myself for it, because I know I would judge myself for it. I want to be able to read any kind of genre I like at any time I like. And I know I get wanting to read fantasy in the fall because it's cozy, blah, 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 whatever. I get that. But I'm talking specifically themed books that are for the summer, or for fall, or for spring, or for winter. I want to be able to read those without judgment and without judging myself any single time I want. And I feel like I don't get that. Like, I had the Pumpkin Spice Cafe on my shelf, and I really wanted to read the Christmas one. And I feel like, for me, I'm a person that has to go in order, okay? But it was the dead of winter, and I was like, I cannot read the Pumpkin Spice Cafe. Yes, I can. Who said I can't? Myself? Society? Because they're like, these are the books you should read this season. I'm gonna read that next season, just to piss you off. To piss myself off, I guess. But, needless to say, I think I'm done. I guess you guys saw that this last week's video. I'm done creating TBRs for the year because, you know, with anticipated releases, like, of course, I'm gonna keep up with my favorite authors. So that's, like, besides the point. Of course, I'm gonna keep up with my favorite authors, but I'm done creating TBR of anticipated reads. I don't know if I'm gonna like them or not. I cannot decide that until I read it. and I'm a mood reader, so I'm not gonna make a TBR. That's too much stress for me. And honestly, I did that last year. I forgot about it. Forgot about my list. I went to look at it the other day. I just checked off the books I did read, and I was like, huh, that's not even half. And I didn't even read them because of the list. I read them because I wanted to read them. So that also adds to it. I know I'm a mood reader, so all this complaining is like, Tristina, you're literally a mood reader. Like, go with the flow. Ignore everybody else. I should ignore myself because I'm the one and like infuriating myself over this, but sometimes I cannot help it. But I kind of want to end this on a good note because this is not kind of negative. I just wanted to complain about that because it is a new year and I see everybody posting, books I'm excited to read this year that I haven't had this year. My TBR on Goodreads is over 2,000 books. I'm gonna leave it at that. Okay, people? I'm gonna leave it at that. But on the good news, I'm so excited to read the books, like the 10 books I decide to read for my physical TBR. I might definitely get that done very soon. Not all of them, but like, let's say 80%. Like, I'm already finishing caught up. I'm like 60-ish% in. I'm really excited for Play Along and Rewind It Back. Those might be my next romance reads. I'm so excited for Intermezzo. I'm gonna slowly read both Taming 7 and Releasing 10 during the year, but like, I'm just excited. I feel like I picked a good 10 to knock off my physical TBR. And soon enough, I'm gonna go book shopping, so I'm gonna try and prioritize either books, like second books in the series, which I do need to do that, or books I've read. Because for example, like I think it's the Prison Healer trilogy. I have book 2, but I don't have book 1, so that's fine. I'll get that. But I'm gonna try and prioritize books I have read because my physical TBR is literally at 69 books. We cannot have that, y'all. We cannot have that. That's another stress because I'm like, recent releases? No, my TBR. Some of these books I've had for years, and I haven't read them. Which kind of, I do have to say, if anybody's to blame, is my Kindle because it's my Kindle. But yeah, I feel like I want to try and see if I can end this on a good note because I didn't want to end up complaining like I did, which I did. I knew what this topic would do to me, and I chose it anyway, but I feel like a lot of people are feeling like this. Like, there's a lot of new books releasing, there's a lot of new books, and it somehow feels like everybody's reading them, and you're the one person that isn't, and I just want to say, no, you're not. I'm here too, and I make book talk content. So, you're not alone. And I just want to say, this is the first episode of 2026 of this podcast, so if you guys don't mind, let me know in the comments what's your first read of 2026. Have you finished it? How many stars did you give it? And if you haven't finished it, let me know how it's going. And I hope you got to see you guys in the next episode. And yeah. See you either in the next episode or next week's video. Bye!